The Sandy Lee Watkins Songwriters Festival is going strong this year. Chuck standing it here and has the lineup and the excitement. It's good to see you.
Good to be here, Angie.
So, you know, if people haven't been or haven't tuned in to hear these wonderful talents, kind of give us the story behind the festival.
Sure. I think this is kind of a Nashville tradition where songwriters would meet at some venue like the Bluebird Cafe is a famous place. Right. And they typically would be, what they call it, in the round. So you would have typically 4 songwriters in the middle of a room and an audience surrounding them. And these songwriters take turns telling about how they came up with the idea of a song. Maybe it's a hit song that somebody recorded. They'll tell the story of how they got it in that person's hands, and it's hard to do. Nashville is a tough business.
It is tough.
And then they'll sing their song, and the audience applauds, and then it goes on to the next one. Well, there was a songwriter from Henderson, Kentucky, Kerry Kurt Phillips. He had a bunch of #1 songs in Nashville, and one of his best friends growing up in Frontier Village invited Kerry Kurt to come up and perform, and Kerry Kurt brought a couple of his buddies. They had one show at the Fine Arts Center, and it was a big hit, and it became a festival. So now it's a 4-night event in downtown Henderson, 6 shows altogether, 2 on Friday nights, 2 on Saturday nights in 2 different venues. And there's typically, once again, 4 songwriters. The thing about it is they're country songwriters. They're from Nashville. And you're thinking, well, I don't listen to country music. Angie, I don't listen to country music.
Right.
I had been to the Song Fest for several years in a row before I understood who this fellow named Brad Paisley is.
And I guess you've learned now, though, huh?
Well, the reason I found out was because Win Varble and Don Sampson had written a song for him called Waiting on a Woman.
Right.
And it was a #1 song. Andy Griffith is in the music video. And I loved hearing that song at the Sandy Lee Song Fest so much. So finally I went on one time just to see what it looks like, you know, on YouTube. Brad Paisley, I've heard of that fellow. So I don't know anything, or at least I've learned some now. If you like creative storytelling, if you like hearing talent, if you like hearing rags to riches story, the Song Fest is for you.
Can we still get tickets? Because tonight starts what time?
There's an early bird at 6:45.
And then there's another session.
At 9 o'clock.
Okay. At
2 different venues in the same block of downtown Henderson, at the banquet room at Rookies Sports Bar, and in the Gatsby room beside Hometown Roots. So what I would recommend is, if you want to be sure that you get a seat, go online to sandyleesongfest.com and buy your tickets online, print them out.
You're seeing it there.
There may be tickets at the door. There might not be tickets at the door. So
yeah, and it's going to be a good night. Friday night, Saturday night will be packed for sure.
It will.
I'm just so excited. And for the rest of the show today, we'll be showing you some. We'll go to Ellis Park for a minute, but then we'll be showing you 3 of the many acts of gracing the stage and telling the story behind the song at the Sandy Lee Watkins Songwriters Festival. Thank you, Chuck, for coming over.
My pleasure.
I know you'll learn something new tonight.
Yeah, I will.
We'll be back with more right after this. Stay with us.